I think it's going to be the biggest product of all time by far.
You've probably seen the videos by now, where Elon Musk shocked the world by announcing that their latest AI robots could look almost indistinguishable from humans. This didn't just surprise people, it sent a ripple through the entire robotics industry, hitting competitors directly, especially Boston Dynamics. On one side is Tesla's Optimus Gen 3, a humanoid robot built to move and behave more like us. On the other hand, Boston Dynamics' Atlas has a unique head rotation and recovery mechanism that looks surprisingly advanced for a robot. And now, for the first time, they're stepping into the same arena, raising the question everyone's waiting to see answered. Which one will come out on top? Let's break it down. Tesla's robotics journey started as a meme. In August 2021, during AI Day, the world tuned in expecting a groundbreaking robot reveal. Instead, Elon sent out a dancer in a spandex suit. The internet roasted him mercilessly, but instead of hiding his face in shame, he followed through. By September 2022, Tesla unveiled Bumble C, a real working prototype. It stumbled onto the stage, barely walking, swaying like a drunk, but it was real. Then Gen 2 dropped in December 2023, and everything changed. Speed jumped to 8 kilometers per hour. Hands gained 11 degrees of freedom. Suddenly, it was folding laundry and sorting battery cells without crushing them. Now everyone's watching for Gen 3. It was supposed to launch in late 2025, but Elon pushed the timeline to early 2026 during the Q3 earnings call. His reason? Hands with 22 degrees of freedom, almost human-level dexterity. Elon claims it'll look so natural you might mistake it for a person in a suit. While Tesla was building its robots in the public spotlight, Boston Dynamics took a completely different path. Their journey began quietly and was supported by DARPA funding and years of research that most people never even noticed. Their first humanoid, Petman, appeared in 2009. It tested chemical protection suits, moved stiffly, and relied on an external power tether. It wasn't built to impress the public. It was created purely for testing and data. Boston Dynamics took the opposite path. While Tesla built in public, they worked in secret with DARPA funding. Atlas first appeared in 2013, falling over constantly during the DARPA Robotics Challenge. The internet made it into a meme. By 2016, HD Atlas was doing backflips and parkour. Engineers knocked it down with hockey sticks, and it just got back up. This was the robot that made humanoids feel real. Then came April 2024. Boston Dynamics shocked everyone by retiring HD Atlas entirely, releasing a farewell video filled with stumbles, slips, and bloopers. And then, just one day later, they unveiled Electric Atlas. No more hydraulics. A completely new machine with joints that twisted beyond human limits, and a head that spun unnervingly before the body followed. It looked alien, unsettling, and astonishingly capable. And that brings us to today. 2 robots, 2 philosophies, same battleground. But the paths that brought them here couldn't be more different. Tesla's strategy is pure Elon. Move fast, cut costs, scale hard. Optimus runs on modified full self-driving AI, the same tech from their cars. Same cameras, same vision system, same supply chains. They didn't start from scratch. They repurposed what they already mastered. The target price? $20,000 to $30,000. If Musk hits that number, the entire robotics industry gets flipped on its head. Meanwhile, Boston Dynamics doesn't care about price. They spent a decade obsessed with one thing: movement. Custom actuators in every joint. 3D printed titanium frame. Years of field testing. Atlas doesn't move like a human. It moves better. Joints rotate 360 degrees. Head spins backward while walking forward. They've never released official pricing, but industry estimates put Atlas at around $140,000 minimum. This isn't a consumer product. It's enterprise-grade machinery. You can see the difference in how these robots were built everywhere you look. Optimus, 5'8", 125 pounds, built to fit human spaces. Atlas, shorter, heavier, moves with almost aggressive confidence. Forget 2030 promises. What can they do today? Optimus Gen 2 walks at 8 kilometers per hour, navigates Tesla offices autonomously, and handles obstacles on its own. Real AI making real decisions. But here is the honest reality. Optimus is still working inside controlled environments. Smooth floors, familiar layouts. Hit it with something unexpected, and it hesitates. Atlas, on the other hand, plays in a different league. It doesn't walk, it runs, pivots mid-stride, and pulls off moves that look impossible. At Hyundai facilities, it picks parts from different heights, carries them across the floor, and places them with scary precision. Atlas doesn't hesitate. It doesn't inch forward. When it needs something high, the entire torso rotates in one fluid motion. For pure movement, Atlas wins. No contest. But hands, that's where it gets interesting. Optimus Gen 2 has 11 degrees of freedom per hand with tendon-based actuators. It can fold laundry and sort battery cells without crushing them. However, Gen 3 promises 22 degrees of freedom, near human dexterity, but it's not here yet. Building hands that don't slip during delicate tasks is brutally hard. Atlas faces a different set of limitations. It does not use traditional hands at all. It relies on swappable grippers, strong, precise, but not dexterous. Great for lifting, terrible for delicate work. This makes the comparison a bit uneven. When it comes to heavy lifting, Atlas wins. But in terms of delicate assembly, Optimus leads, for now. AI and autonomy, plus the remote control issue. Now let's move to AI, autonomy, and the ongoing debate about remote control. At Tesla's We Robot event in October 2024, Optimus served drinks and danced with guests. Impressive, until reports surfaced that humans were controlling them remotely. Something Tesla didn't deny. This sparked a major debate about how autonomous these robots truly are. The truth is, both robots are semi-autonomous. Optimus excels at vision-based learning. Atlas dominates physical execution. Neither could walk into an unfamiliar warehouse and operate alone. Not yet. So, for AI, the result is a tie, although each robot is strong in very different ways. Tesla's approach favors long-term adaptability, while Boston Dynamics focuses on dependable, short-term performance. Finally, let's take a look at battery life and real-world practicality. Optimus Gen 2 is estimated to run for 2 to 8 hours, depending on workload. Tesla has not released official numbers, but leaks and demos suggest it can complete a standard factory shift with recharging brakes. It also uses Tesla's regular charging infrastructure, which is convenient for companies already invested in that ecosystem. Now, let's talk about price. Optimus Gen 2 is projected to cost between $20,000 and $30,000 once it reaches full-scale production. That number comes from Elon Musk's long-term target, not the current build cost. Right now, every unit is far more expensive to manufacture, but mass production should drive the price down. To put that into perspective, Optimus could eventually cost less than most new cars, and only a fraction of what traditional industrial robots typically sell for. Atlas, by comparison, lives in a completely different financial universe. it is estimated to cost around $140,000 is outrageous. But Tesla builds for scale. They're aiming for 10 million units annually by 2027. Boston Dynamics builds for performance. Every unit is hand-calibrated like aerospace equipment. Where they're working now. Tesla's deployment numbers are a matter of debate. Internal targets have changed several times, initially aiming for 10,000 units in Tesla factories by the end of 2025, then revised down to 5,000 during an all-hands meeting, with timelines shifting again after that. What we do know for certain is that multiple Gen 2 units are actively operating at Tesla's Fremont factory and Palo Alto headquarters. They are performing basic tasks, moving parts, sorting components, and testing software under real-world conditions. Looking forward, Tesla plans to build several thousand Optimus units for internal testing throughout 2025. Commercial availability, once hinted for 2025, now appears to be pushed to 2026 at the earliest. Tesla is using its own facilities as proving grounds, keeping failures in-house while iterating rapidly. Atlas, on the other hand, is already working with paying customers. Hyundai bought them for $880 million in 2021 and plans to deploy tens of thousands across its factories. When it comes to deployment, Atlas takes the lead. It's already deployed. Optimus is still in testing. But looking at their current limitations and challenges, neither robot is ready for home use. Marketing often shows them folding laundry, watering plants, or serving drinks, but the reality is very different. Optimus struggles outside controlled factories. When it encounters uneven floors, pets, or unpredictable furniture, performance tanks. Atlas, by contrast, faces a different set of challenges. It's loud, heavy, and its grippers only work for specific tasks. Amazing movement doesn't equal practical utility. Boston Dynamics learned that with Spot, but Atlas is tough. Look closely, you'll see scratches and scuffs. Those marks tell a story. This robot falls constantly and keeps working. In factories, that matters. Then there is the elephant in the room whenever humanoid robots are discussed: jobs. Tesla estimates each Optimus saves $57,000 per year. Multiply that by millions. We're not talking automation, we're talking workforce transformation. Right now, if you need a robot to do actual work, Atlas is the clear choice. It's deployed, working, and backed by decades of research. Boston Dynamics builds robots that work in dirty, chaotic, real-world conditions. Optimus, on the other hand, has better AI and a path to consumers, but it's still a prototype. Moving fast doesn't mean being ready. Who'll scale first? Tesla, no question. They're building a factory for millions of units. If they hit their targets, they'll flood the market before anyone catches up. Boston Dynamics isn't even trying to compete on volume. They are targeting premium enterprises that can't afford downtime. Let Tesla fight for volume. The real challenge for both companies is hands. Manipulation matters more than walking. Can these robots reliably handle tools, cables, and fragile components? That's the billion-dollar question. Other competitors in the race. This isn't a two-horse race anymore. Figure AI is already in BMW factories. Agility's Digit works in warehouses. Everyone is moving fast. Chinese companies are entering the robotics market aggressively. China's Unitree G1 costs $16,000 and does backflips. At the first ever World Humanoid Robot Games held in China in 2024 though, everything was teleoperated. Operators literally ran alongside robots with remotes. A 1,500-meter run took over 6 minutes, slower than middle schoolers. Dexterity was even more revealing. Most Chinese robots either lacked hands or used simple grippers. When experts compared live demonstrations to polished promotional videos, the gap was significant. This does not mean Chinese robotics is behind forever. They are iterating quickly and are well funded. But right now, there is a clear gap between marketing and capability. But AI could change everything. Meta's open source platform and Amazon's Omni retarget let robots learn by watching videos. If software outpaces hardware, the entire race resets overnight. So, who wins? Today, Boston Dynamics leads with Atlas, but Tesla could dominate the future with its scale and AI. The race is just getting started, and players like Figure, Agility, and fast-rising Chinese teams could still break ahead. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which robot you think has the edge. Hit like if you enjoyed this breakdown, and I'll see you in the next one.